morning everyone. Students, once again welcome to the online CET, NEET and JEE classes. In the previous video we already discussed some very important theoretical concepts related to the chapter thermodynamics, which are very important for your CET, NEET examination. In this video I am going to solve some multiple choice questions on the topic thermodynamics. This one is one of your PUC first year's chapter. It mainly involves calculation problems. So let's move with the questions. As question number 1, which has maximum internal energy at 290 Kelvin temperature? Among the given options, which one has maximum internal energy at 290 Kelvin temperature? Carefully observe the given options. Here they given option A neon gas, option B nitrogen gas, option C ozone gas, option D equal for all. Yes, which one is the right answer? Student, before going to the answer, first you remember one concept. Yes, at ordinary temperature, you remember two formula. What are those? See here, I write one formula, that is E equal to, it means internal energy, E equal to, or it may be taken as U, right? E equal to 3 by 2 RT plus RT plus of 3n minus 5 RT. Yes, this one is for linear molecule. Linear molecule. This formula helps to calculate the internal energy for the molecule which is linear in shape, for linear molecule. Yes, next another one formula, it is second one, E equal to 3 by 2 RT plus 3 by 2 RT plus of 3n minus 6 RT. This is for non-linear molecule. Non-linear molecule. Yes, you remember these two formulas. If you know this formula, then which one is the right answer? Students, among the given options, you know ozone. Ozone, it is one of the bent structure containing molecule, right? Ozone, O3. Therefore, I apply the formula E equal to 3 by 2 RT, 3 by 2 RT plus of 3n minus 6, right? So, I take E equal to 3 by 2 RT plus of 3 by 2 RT plus 3 into 3. Here n indicates number of atoms, right? N minus 6 equal to, sorry, R into T is given here as E equal to 3 RT plus 3 RT, right? E equal to 6 RT. Then CV equal to 6 R, because DU is directly proportional to CV. Therefore, it has maximum internal energy. Which one? Option C. Option C, ozone gas has maximum internal energy. Students, remember ozone gas have maximum internal energy for non-linear molecule. For linear molecule, you use E equal to 3 by 2 RT plus 2 RT divided by 2 plus 3n minus 5 RT formula, right? Yes. Usually Yes, which one is the right answer? Ozone gas. It has maximum internal energy. Next question number 3. For 2 mole of an ideal gas, option A Cv minus Cp equal to R, option B Cp minus Cv equal to R, option C Cp minus Cv equal to R, option D Cv minus Cp equal to R. Yes, which one is the right answer? Students, according to thermodynamics, you know Cp minus Cv equal to Nr. According to thermodynamics, here Cp, it is the specific heat capacity, right? Specific heat capacity. Specific heat capacity at constant pressure. Right? And what is Cv? Specific heat capacity at constant volume. And N here it is number of moles. R, you know, it is universal gas constant. Remember, for 2 molecules or 2 moles of gas, the equation becomes Cp minus Cv equal to 2R. Right? This is your required answer. Cp minus Cv equal to 2R. Therefore, which one is the right answer? Option B is the right one. Next question number 5. Calculate the final temperature of a monoatomic ideal gas that is compressed, reversible and adiabatically from 16 liter to 2 liter at 300 Kelvin temperature. As calculate the final temperature of a monoatomic ideal gas that is compressed, reversible and adiabatically from 16 liter to 2 liter at 300 Kelvin. The given options like option A 600 Kelvin temperature, option B 1044.6, option C 1200, option D 2400. That's how you calculate this. As students, remember, here I take one concept. Temperature means final temperature is T here, right? T, you know, T means it is the final temperature now. As next, you know, expression T into V means temperature and volume raised to gamma minus 1. This value, it is equal to constant. Temperature into volume to the power of gamma minus 1. Right? It is constant. Yes, therefore, there are 2 temperatures are given. You know, T2 by T1 equal to V1 upon V2 to the power of gamma minus 1. Yes, here T2 it is equal to 300 into the given 16 liter, right? Yes, 16 divided by 2 liter to the power of pi by 3 minus 1. Yes, here gamma, its value gamma equal to pi by 3. When you calculate this value, it becomes 1200 Kelvin. T2 equal to 1200 Kelvin temperature. This is your answer. Yes, 1200 is the right answer. Next question number 7. For the real gases reaction, 2CO gas plus O2 gas gives 2CO2 gas. Here delta H means change in enthalpy they given, that is minus 560 kilojoule. In 10 liter rigid vessel, at 500 Kelvin temperature. The initial pressure is 70 bar and after the reaction it becomes 40 bar. The change in the internal energy is option A 557 kilojoule, option B minus 530 kilojoule, option C minus 563 kilojoule, option D none of these. How you calculate this? Students, you know one expression, the relationship between delta H and delta U. Here I written as delta H equal to delta U plus P delta V, right? As here I write delta H equal to delta U plus V delta P. Just change in the position. Yes, here delta H they given, that is minus 560 kilojoule equal to delta U plus 10 into 40 minus 70, right? 40 minus 70. Yes, therefore minus 560 kilojoule equal to delta U plus 10 into minus 30. So minus 560 kilojoule equal to delta U minus 300. Yes, we have to convert it into kilojoule, right? Yes, now 560 kilojoule equal to delta U minus 300 divided by 10 to the power of 3 into 10 to the power of 5 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Yes, therefore minus 560 plus 30 kilojoule equal to delta U. Therefore delta U equal to minus 530 kilojoule. Yes, therefore which one is the right answer? There is a change in the internal energy is minus 530 kilojoule. Therefore option B is the right answer. Option B is the right answer. Yes, if you want another method to solve this question, you know delta H equal to delta U plus P delta V, right? Then substitute the value. It is minus 560 equal to delta U plus 10 into minus 30 into 0.1. Therefore definitely we get delta U equal to minus 530 kilojoule, right? This one is another method. So option B is the right answer. Next question number 10. Which of the following is not correct? One of the theoretical question. Option A, dissolution of a salt in excess of water may be endothermic reaction or process. Option B, neutralization is always exothermic. Option C, the absolute value of enthalpy H can be determined by calorimeter. And option D, the heat of reaction at constant volume is denoted by delta U. Which one is the right answer? Student, I think you know by calorimetry experiment or bomb calorimetry experiment we can determine the change in enthalpy, right? Yes, remember by calorimetry experiment we can determine the change in enthalpy. So direct question, this one is direct question. Which one is the right answer? The absolute value of enthalpy can be determined by calorimeter. Therefore option C is the right answer. Next question number 13. Adiabatic expansion of an ideal gas is accompanied by. Adiabatic expansions of an ideal gas is accompanied by option A, decrease in delta E. Option B, increase in temperature. Option C, decrease in delta S. Delta H means it is change in the entropy. Yes, option D, no change in any one of the above property. Delta E, change in the internal energy. Increase in the temperature. Option C, there is a decrease in change in the entropy. Yes, which one is the right answer? Students, first you remember adiabatic expansion in thermodynamics. It refers to a process in which the volume is increasing and there is no heat transferred into or out of the system. It is not necessary to that temperature will be constant in this situation, right? Remember, adiabatic expansion is one of the thermodynamics. In thermodynamics, it refers to a process in which the volume is increasing and there is no heat transferred from the system. Yes, therefore, which one is the right answer? Option A, decrease in the delta E, means there is a decrease in the internal energy. Yes. If you want to write more about this question, you know, change in the internal energy is equal to change in the charge or heat into work done minus work done. For adiabatic, you know, for adiabatic expansion, change in heat is equal to 0. Therefore, delta E, it becomes work done, negative work done. Yes, negative sign here, it shows decrease in the internal energy, which is equal to the work done on the system by the surrounding. Here negative sign shows decrease in the internal energy. Therefore, option A is the right answer. Next, question number 14. Here one question is given. Carefully observe the given question. N2 plus 3H2, formation of ammonia reaction is given here. N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NS3. Delta H is equal to question mark. Option A, delta E plus 2RT. Option B, delta E minus 2RT. Option C, delta H equal to RT. Option D, delta E minus RT. Which one is the right answer? Yes, students, when we observe the given reaction, here, first we want to calculate the value of delta N. Yes, delta N equal to number of moles of a product minus number of moles of a reactant, right? Here 2 moles of NS3 appeared in the product side, therefore I take 2 minus, and the number of moles in a reactants, here 3 and here 1, right? 4. Yes, therefore value of delta N equal to minus 2. Then delta H equal to delta E minus 2RT, right? Delta E minus 2RT, right? The value of N is minus 2 here. Therefore, delta H equal to delta E minus 2RT. It is the equation. Yes, therefore, option B is the right answer. Yes, next, 17th question. If H is considered as the function of P and T, function of pressure and temperature, then which of the following relations correct? Which one is the right answer? Yes, in the options they given different type of formulas. If H is considered as the function of pressure and temperature, when which of the following relation is correct? Students, remember H is a state function, right? It is one of the state function. H is the state function. H is the state function. Then dH or delta H is a complete differential term, taking H as a functional of P and T. Here H is taken as functional of P and T. Therefore, the equation becomes dH equal to dH divided by dP at temperature. Here I take common term dP plus dH upon dt. So here I take P term and into dt. Yes, this one is the right answer. Where it is in your given options. Yes. Students, remember all the given terms is the answer. Therefore, all of the above is the correct answer. Because if you know this equation, if you translate this equation from one to another, then all the options are appeared. Next question number 19. The difference between the reaction enthalpy change. The difference between the reaction enthalpy change delta HR and reaction internal energy change delta UR for the reaction. They given benzene react with oxygen, means combustion of benzene. Then we get 12 moles of CO2 and 6 moles of H2O at 300 Kelvin temperature, and the value of R, means gas constant, is the given 8.314 joule per mole per Kelvin. Yes, calculate this one. Your given options are option A 0 joule per mole, option B 2490 joule per mole, and option C minus 2490 joule per mole, and option D minus 7482 joule per mole. That's how you calculate this. Students, first you recall the formula, that is delta H equal to delta U plus of delta N RT, right? For the reaction, they given delta N equal to how much it becomes. In the product side there are 12, right? 12 minus 15, 12 minus 15 equal to minus 3. Take only gaseous form of the reactants and products. Yes, then delta H minus delta U equal to minus 3 into 8.314 into 300. When you calculate this, the value becomes minus 7482 joule per mole. So the answer is 7482. Option D is the right answer. Option D is the right answer. Next question number 22. If delta H, means change in the enthalpy, is the change in enthalpy, and delta E is change in the internal energy accompanying a gaseous reaction, then option A delta H is always greater than delta E, option B delta H is less than delta E only if the number of moles of the products is greater than the number of moles of the reactants, option C delta H is always less than delta E, option D delta H less than delta E only if the number of moles of a product is less than the number of moles of the reactants. Which one is the right answer? Students, we know, see here these points, we know that delta H equal to delta E plus delta PV, right, or P delta V. Here I take PV. Yes, delta H equal to delta E plus delta nRT for n mole of gas. when number of moles in product is less than the number of moles in the reactant. So delta N, it becomes negative, right? And delta H is less than delta E. When it is, when, here I write the term, when the number of moles in product, number of moles in product is less than number of moles in reactant side. So delta N value, it becomes negative, then delta H is less than delta E, right? Therefore delta H is less than delta E only if the number of product is less than the number of moles of the reactants is the right answer. Option D is the right answer. Next question number 23. During isothermal expansion of an ideal gas, during isothermal expansion of an ideal gas, its option A, internal energy increases, option B, enthalpy decreases, option C, enthalpy remains unaffected, option D, enthalpy reduces to 0. Which one is the right answer? Students, as an isothermal process, what is isothermal process? Here isothermal process is a change of system in which temperature remains constant. Remember, for an ideal gas during an isothermal expansion, the enthalpy as well as internal energy remains constant. Here means during isothermal expansion, the enthalpy as well as internal energy remains constant, means there is no change. Therefore during isothermal expansion of an ideal gas, I write delta E equal to, means change in the internal energy, it is equal to 0, and change in the temperature, it is also equal to 0. From the definition of enthalpy, you know definition of enthalpy equation, right? H equal to E plus PV, right? Or delta H equal to delta E plus delta PV, or delta H equal to delta E plus delta nRT, since PV equal to nRT for ideal gas. Therefore delta H equal to 0 here, right? Therefore which one is the right answer? Enthalpy remains unaffected. Enthalpy remains unaffected. During isothermal expansion of an ideal gas, delta T equal to 0. Therefore option C is the right answer. Next question number 25. When 1 mole of a gas is heated at constant volume temperature, yes, see question once again. When 1 mole of a gas is heated at constant volume, temperature is raised from 298 to 308 Kelvin. If heat supplied to the gas is 500 joule, then which statement is correct? When 1 mole of a gas is heated at constant volume, temperature is raised from 298 to 308 Kelvin. If heat supplied to the gas is 500 joule, then which statement is correct? Option A, Q equal to W, 500 joule, delta U means change in the internal energy, it is 0. As heat, it is option B, Q equal to delta U equal to 500 joule, W means work done is 0. Option C, Q equal to minus W means negative work done, and it is equal to 500 joule, delta U equal to 0. Option D, delta U equal to 0, Q equal to W is equal to minus 500 joule. Which one is the right answer? Students, remember, as volume is constant, hence work done in the process, it is also 0. Therefore heat supplied is equal to change in the internal energy. Remember the point once again, as volume is constant, hence work done in this process is also 0. Therefore heat supplied is equal to change in the internal energy. Right? Yes, if you want to know more about this question, you know delta H equal to delta E plus P delta V. Right? When delta V equal to 0, then work done means W equal to also 0. As delta E equal to Q plus W, then delta E equal to Q, right? Delta E equal to Q. In the present problem, delta H equal to, they given delta H equal to 500 joule. Yes, and you know delta H equal to delta E is equal to 500 joule. Here Q equal to 500 joule, W equal to 0. Yes, then which one is the right answer? Option B, Q equal to delta U or delta E is equal to 500 joule, work equal to 0. Therefore option B is the right answer. Next question number 28. The enthalpy change for a reaction does not depend upon. The enthalpy change for a reaction does not depend upon. Option A, use of different reactants for the same product. Option B, the nature of intermediate reaction steps. Option C, the difference in initial or final temperature of involved substance. Option D, the physical states of reactants and products. Yes, which one is the right answer? The enthalpy change for a reaction does not depend upon. Students, I think you know about Hess law, right? Hess law of constant heat summation. It states that regardless of multiple stages or intermediate steps of the reaction, that total enthalpy change for the reaction is equal to sum of all the changes. Right? If you know this concept, your answer is option B. The enthalpy change for a reaction does not depend upon the nature of intermediate reaction steps. Therefore, option B is the right answer. Next question number 29. Consider the reaction. Here also they given the reaction of formation of ammonia. The reaction is N2 plus 3H2 gives 2 moles of NH3. As it is carried out at constant temperature and pressure, if change in the enthalpy means delta H and change in the internal energy delta U are the enthalpy and internal energy changes for the reaction. Which of the following expression is true related to this equation? The given option delta H is greater than delta U, and option B delta H is less than delta U, option C delta H equal to delta U, and option D delta H equal to 0. Which one is the right answer? How you solve this? Yes, students, here temperature and pressure are constant. Constant temperature and pressure they given. Therefore, here temperature and pressure are constant. So I write delta H equal to delta E plus delta N RT. Right? Here number of moles of the reactant. Number of moles in reactant side, it is equal to reactant side 1 plus 3, right? 1 plus 3, it is equal to 4. And similarly number of moles in product side, it is equal to 2 because 2 moles of ammonia is formed. Then calculate the value of delta N, number of moles of a gaseous product minus number of moles in the gaseous reactants. So I write 2 minus 4, it is equal to minus 2, right? Therefore delta H equal to delta E minus 2 RT. Hence delta H is less than delta E is the right answer. Remember students, delta H or delta U equal to delta H plus 2 RT. Delta U is greater than delta H, but given the option delta H is less than delta E, or delta E means here I take an internal energy, you take U or E, here I take E, right? Yes, which one is the right answer? Delta H is less than delta U. Therefore option B is the right answer. Next question number 31. Identify the intensive quantities from the following. Identify the intensive quantities from the following. Option A, enthalpy. Option B, temperature. Option C, volume. Option D, refractive index. Yes, which one is the right answer? Students, remember the properties which do not depend on the amount of matter are known as intensive properties. For example, in the theory class I already discussed with you. For example, boiling point, melting point, reactivity with an acid, temperature. These are an example for intensive properties. But when you observe the given options, here they given refractive index. What is refractive index? It is defined as the ratio of velocity of a light in vacuum to its velocity in a specified medium. Note on the definition point of refractive index once again. Refractive index is defined as the ratio of velocity of a light in vacuum to its velocity in a specified medium. Mathematically, you know, it is indicated as, right, C by V. Refractive index C by V, where C, I think you know, well, it is velocity of light in vacuum, and V is the velocity of light in specified medium. What is C here? Velocity of light in vacuum, and V, velocity of light in specified medium. Refractive index, it does not depend on the amount of substance, therefore it is also an intensive property. So option D is the right answer. Refractive index is an example for intensive properties. Next question number 33. A system absorbs 10 kilojoule of heat and does 4 kilojoule of work. The internal energy of the system. Option A, increase by 6 kilojoule. Option B, decrease by 6 kilojoule. Option C, decrease by 14 kilojoule. Option D, increase by 14 kilojoule. Yes, which one is the right answer? Students, here they given heat. Here I take Q equal to, they given first one plus 10 kilojoule, right? And during that time work done is 4 kilojoule. I take minus 4 because here absorption is takes place. Yes, because delta E equal to or delta U equal to Q plus W. Then it is equal to 10 minus 4. Then you get answer 6. Yes, they given 6 kilojoule, right? Therefore option B is the right answer. Yes, option B is the right answer. Next question number 37. One of the definition point. Here they given theoretical question. Hess law states that. Option A, the standard enthalpy of an overall reaction is the sum of enthalpy changes in individual reactions. Option B, enthalpy of formation of a compound is same as the enthalpy of decomposition of the compound into constituent elements but with opposite sign. Read the option given points. Option C, at constant temperature, the pressure of a gas is inversely proportional to its volume. They given option D, the mass of a gas dissolved per liter of a solvent is proportional to the pressure of the gas in equilibrium with the solution. Yes, which one is the correct answer? Students, I think you know. Just recall the definition of Hess law. Hess law states that change in the enthalpy in a chemical reaction, that is heat of a reaction at constant pressure, is independent of the pathway between the enthalpy change of initial and final states. Yes, remember students, according to Hess law, the standard enthalpy of overall reaction is the sum of enthalpy change in individual reaction. Therefore, option A is the direct answer. Next, question number 41. What amount of energy in terms of kilojoule is released in the combustion of 5.8 gram of C4H10 butane? Right. As when observe the given reaction, it is like this: 2 moles of butane in presence of gaseous state, when it is react with the 13 O2 gas, gives 8 CO2 gas plus 10 H2O in presence of liquid form. Delta H now, standard change in enthalpy, it is equal to minus 5756 kilojoule. As what amount of energy is released in the combustion? Option A they given 575.6, option B 287.8, option C 182, option D 57.56. Yes, which one is the right answer? Students, heat of combustion is released when 1 mole of a substance react completely with oxygen. Heat of combustion is the reaction when 1 mole of a substance reacts completely with oxygen. They given the reaction 2 moles of C4H10 plus 13 O2 gives 8 CO2 plus 10 H2O. Here 2 mole of C4H10 gives delta H equal to minus 5756 kilojoule. Right. Therefore, 1 mole of C4H10 gives delta H equal to minus 5756 divided by 2 kilojoule, and 5.8 divided by 58 mole. Right, 1 mole. C4H10 gives change in enthalpy, that is minus 5756 divided by 2 into 58, 5.8 divided by 58 into 10, right, that is in kilojoule. Here 1 mole of C4H10 gives delta H equal to minus 2878 kilojoule. 1 mole of C4H10 has 58 gram of C4H10. Therefore, 58 gram changes the delta H equal to minus 2878 kilojoule. Next, now not 558, only 5.8. There is a change in enthalpy is equal to minus 2878 divided by 58. Right, 58 into 5.8 divided by 10. We get the answer delta H equal to minus 287.8 kilojoule. This is your answer. Let's calculate once again. Then you get the answer minus 287.8 kilojoule. They given 278.8, but it is in negative value, right? Therefore, option B is the right answer. Next question number 43. Heat of combustion of ethanol. Yes, they given one reaction. Heat of combustion of ethanol at constant pressure and at temperature T. Temperature T Kelvin is found to be minus Q joule per mole. Hence, heat of combustion in presence of joule per mole of ethanol at the same temperature at constant volume will be option A RT minus Q, option B minus into Q plus RT, option C Q minus RT, option D Q plus RT. Yes, which one is the right answer? Students, first I write the required equation or reaction according to the given question. Yes, here I write the reaction ethanol C2H5OH plus I write balance equation directly. So we get 2 moles of carbon dioxide plus 3 moles of H2. Here delta N number of moles of the product side minus number of moles of the gaseous reactants, right? Therefore delta N equal to 2 minus 3 equal to minus 1. Yes, you know the equation delta H equal to delta U plus delta nRT. So delta U equal to delta H plus RT equal to RT minus Q. Right? This is your answer. Students, if you know more about this question, heat of combustion at constant pressure temperature, that is CV equal to QP, right? That is equal to delta H equal to minus Q joule per mole. Heat of combustion at constant temperature and pressure, that is QV equal to delta U, right? So option A RT minus Q is the right answer. Option A is the right answer. Next question number 45. Substance A to B can undergo decomposition to form 2 set of products A to B. It is one of the gas. S it is split into A2 gas, AG, A2 gas plus B gas, delta H not equal to 40 kilojoule per mole, A gas plus AB gas, delta H standard change in enthalpy 50 kilojoule per mole. If the molar ratio of A2G to AG is 5:3 in a set of product gases, then the energy involved in the decomposition of 1 mole of A2 gas is A2B. Option A 48.75 kilojoule per mole, option B 43.73 kilojoule per mole, option C 46.25 kilojoule per mole, option D none of these. As how you calculate this one? Students, they given the molar ratio, that is A2A type, it is equal to 5:3. Energy involved in the formation of 5 moles of A2. Energy involved in the formation of 5 moles of A2. 5 moles of A2, it is equal to, they given 40 into 5, that is equal to 40 into 5 means 200 kilojoule, right? As energy involved in the formation of 3 moles of A, energy involved in the formation of 3 moles of A equal to 50 into 3, it is equal to 150 kilojoule. Total energy involved in the decomposition of A2B equal to, first one is 200 and total 150 plus 150, that is equal to 350. What is this 350 kilojoule? Total energy involved in the decomposition of A2B. Therefore, energy per mole equal equal to 350 divided by pi plus 3. It is equal to 43.75 kilojoule per mole. If this is your answer, 43.7. So option B is the right answer. Option B is the right answer. Next question number 47. For which one of the following equations is change in the standard enthalpy change, right? Reactants is equal to change in the standard enthalpy change of a formation of the reaction for the product. Let's carefully observe the given reactions. For which one of the following equation is change in the enthalpy of reactants is equal to standard change in the enthalpy of formation of the product, reaction of the product. Let's carefully observe the given options. They given when carbon monoxide, one of the gas, you react with oxygen gas, it forms CO2 gas. N2 is react with ozone, it forms N2O3. When methane react with chlorine, then we get H2Cl2 chloride. S plus 2HCl. Xenon react with chlorine, it forms xenon tetrafluoride. As which one is the right answer? Students, when we observe the given options here, xenon tetrafluoride, it sublimates at room temperature. Remember, XeFO, xenon tetrafluoride, it sublimates at room temperature, while N2O3 dinitrogen trioxide does not exist at room temperature because it decomposes even at minus 30 degrees Celsius. Students, remember the heat of formation is defined as heat generated or absorbed when the compound is formed from its components, elements in their standard state. By the definition, B and D, you remember the heat of formation is defined as the heat generated or absorbed when the compound is formed from its component elements in their standard state. Ozone is not correct standard state of oxygen, right? Therefore option D is the right answer. Option D is the right answer. Simply remember, students, xenon tetrafluoride, it sublimates at room temperature, while N2O3 does not exist at room temperature, right? Because it decomposes. N2O3 decomposes even at minus 30 degrees Celsius also. Yes, next question number 48. The enthalpy of neutralization of a weak acid by a strong base is. The enthalpy of neutralization of a weak acid by a strong base is option A minus 57.32 kilojoule, option B plus 57.32 kilojoule, option C equal to minus 57.32 kilojoule, plus enthalpy of ionization of weak acid, option D more than minus 57.32 kilojoule. Yes, students, remember the enthalpy of neutralization of a weak acid by a strong base, it is always equal to minus 57.32 plus ionization of weak acid, plus ionization of weak acid. So option C is the right answer. Remember one of the theoretical concept, the enthalpy of neutralization of weak acid by a strong base, it is always equal to minus 57.32 kilojoule and plus of enthalpy of ionization of weak acid. Therefore option C is the right answer. Next question number 50. Calculate the standard enthalpy change in presence of kilojoule per mole for the reaction H2 plus O2 formation of hydrogen peroxide H2O2, given that bond enthalpy of HH, oxygen molecule, means between the oxygen atoms, oxygen hydrogen and oxygen in kilojoule per mole respectively, that is 438, 498, 464 and 138. Yes, calculate the standard enthalpy of change for the reaction. The reaction is the formation of hydrogen peroxide. Students, remember, I write once again the reaction H2 plus O2, both are in gaseous form, they gives H2O2. When the gaseous reactants are combined, gaseous products are formed. Therefore, delta H reaction is equal to bond enthalpy. I write B shortly. Bond enthalpy of reactants minus bond enthalpy of products. Remember, products. Here, bond energy or enthalpy of hydrogen atoms plus bond energy of oxygen. Right? Yes, that is minus of 2 bond energy of oxygen hydrogen plus bond enthalpy or energy of oxygen. Yes, they given the values. I substitute the given values, that is 438 plus 498 minus of 2 into 464 plus of 138 is equal to 936 minus 1066 is equal to minus 130 kilojoule per mole. Yes, therefore which one is the right answer? Option A, minus 130. By using calculator you can check whether the given answer is right, but in the examination calculator is not allowed. Yes, next question number 55. The value of heat of a formation of SO2 and SO3 are, they given minus 298.2 kilojoule and minus 98.2 kilojoule. The heat of formation of the reaction. They given the reaction sulfur dioxide when react with half moles of O2, then we get sulfur trioxide. Yes, the given option is option A minus 200 kilojoule, option B minus 356.2 kilojoule, option C plus 200 kilojoule, option D minus 396.2 kilojoule. Yes, which one is the right answer? Students, they given the reaction, I write once again, that is SO2 plus half O2. Then they get the product SO3, sulfur trioxide. As you know, delta H equal to standard change in the enthalpy of formation of SO3 minus delta H naught F of formation of SO2. Right? Therefore, we get the value minus 98.2 plus 298.2. When you sum this, then you get 200 kilojoule per mole. 200 kilojoule per mole is the answer. Therefore, option C is the right answer. Students, remember, SO2 gas, when it is react with half O2 gas, then we get SO3 gas. Delta naught H changed in the standard enthalpy change, right, is equal to heat of formation of the products minus heat of formation of the reactants. Yes, then finally we get 200 kilojoule per mole. Therefore, option C is the right answer. Yes, thank you so much, students. In the next video, we will solve some more multiple choice questions on the concept thermodynamics. Usually those questions are selected from your past computation multiple choice question part and applied multiple choice question part. Thank you once again.